So it is a beautiful sunny Wednesday, and went to go live. I'd set up the orientation wrong. Went with the old horizontal look rather than a portrait. So I had to kill the live to go live again. Thankfully, because I'm so unpopular, there wasn't loads of people hugely disappointed. Unpopular for now, of course. Right. Section 1. The birdies have been fed. So again, with it being another gorgeous sunny day, let me just adjust the body camera. John boy. Chances are we are not going to see as many of my friends. I promise I do have some birdie friends. And the squirrels. We have some side quest snacks today of an apple core and a gluten-free wrap. I'm not someone that has to have gluten-free food, but my work bestie does. And instead of it going to waste, she was like, "Here, do you want it for the birds?" So I was like, "Yeah, of course." Here we are. A little gluten-free side quest snack. For those that don't know, my crows along at the next bit. See a magpie. Hi there.
From the trail, are you?
Absolutely. Like Gretel. It was Gretel, wasn't it? Hansel and Gretel. Yeah, it was. I could see a magpie in a tree eyeballing me. But, what was I saying? Something. Yes, side quest snacks. So my crows along at the next bit, they know me, they know my psychology better than I know myself, and they know that I'm not very good at eating all my lunch snacks. So they know that I usually have extra snacks, because instead of it just being chucked in the bin, I'll give it to them. If it's bird friendly, of course. So like things like cheese or an apple core. And my crow friend hangs out. I sometimes have hello. Hi there. I sometimes have like homemade snacks, like homemade fried chicken. Oh, that was popular. I've noticed since the fried chicken, they're not so interested in the nuts anymore. I've set the bar too high. So we'll see. I also noticed as well that if I come later, I don't tend to see them because they've got a schedule to keep to. Clearly. And they expect me to come my allocated schedule time. So I've aimed to come earlier in the hope, even with the sunshine, that I'll get to see my crow friends. I believe it's the same 2 crow friends that I only see in this area. This is clearly their territory. They don't share it with any other crows. They do share it with the magpies and the other birds and the squirrels. Speaking of magpies, I could hear one in the background. So yesterday was the 18th of March, and that was my father-in-law's birthday. And made me kind of think about life and how, what's the word we're looking for here? Fragile. There we go, that's a good one. How fragile life is. You just never know when you or someone in your life will no longer be in it. Stop at the next bit. Leave some tokens. So magpie. some pidgeys. The pidgeys will tend to come down near me here, possibly because of the bikes come through. It's quite a high footfall area, possibly because they can get so much food they don't need to interact with humans. I need to go back to Arthur's Seat pond. There's a video that's uploaded on my YouTube channel where I had 3 pigeons in my hand. And that was the first time that I'd done that in that area. I hadn't been there for a long time, so that was really cool. I've only ever had a pigeon in my hand one other time. It's actually twice in the one day, and I managed to catch it on video. That short is also uploaded on this channel. And they're so soft. It was really quite shocking. It just did it. I wasn't looking for it to do it. I was just feeding them, so I usually do. They're quite partial to some peanuts. I had a handful in my hand. One just flew in my hand. So knowing that they are quite friendly, because they were domesticated by us and then sadly abandoned, I was confident that I could get my little buddies, my little friends down at Arthur's Seat Pond to come join me. And they came really close. Oh, we've got some magpies winning. Nice. That may be the only birds we see. I know the food does eventually get eaten. Trying to get a good... Oh, I can see my crow friend in the distance. Oh, oh, oh! I'm doing this little hop hop. Trying to get a good light, but still be sitting. There we go, that'll do. Look at what my little fringe does whenever I wear my hat and my glasses. So cute. But yeah, like what I was saying about life and how fragile it is. I don't know why, I just had this sort of deep and almost existential thought process today. It also made me think of my mum. And well, she's no longer here, and connection with my mum wasn't anywhere near as hallmarky, shall we say, as my partner's with his family. And I guess I just had this realisation of how important it is to appreciate the good in our life, whether that be people, whether that be coming to an area to feed the birds, or maybe even a job, you know, your work best days. Who could say? I've not exactly had the best history of a positive work environment, so I don't feel I'm alone in that regard. But if you're one of those fortunate people that's had a long career in the same place or positive environment for now, even, I'm very fortunate that now it's not a negative environment. I can hear more crows in the background calling away. But equally, it's important to not keep toxic people in our life. It's easier said than done, whether it be work, whether it be family, friends. But all that energy that gets, or even clients, you know, if you're a freelancer, self-employed, etc., you spend more energy on negative people than you do positive. it's like they're like vampires. They drain your energy, and I say this not flippantly. I say this as someone who grew up in a family of vampires who learnt from a young age, unconsciously, that you had to protect your feelings and emotions, and also that created a people pleaser personality as well. I'm now an ex, so it's a learning process, and even just being an ex people pleaser, I still have to fight that inner psychology of XYZ behaviour that feels like I'm being rude in a circumstance, but I'm not. I'm just setting boundaries. No is a full sentence. It's okay to say no. And ironically, the more space that you give when you say no, the better you are as an individual to the people around you. And the mantra that really was a light bulb phrase for me through the pandemic, it was a work in progress of, levelling up my boundaries, etc. But the phrase that I just kept saying to myself was that famous phrase that we hear when we're on a plane: put on your life reserve, put on your gas mask first before helping others. If you're gasping for air, slowly and surely being unsubscribed by life, then of course you can't help anyone once you're gone. But if you're putting yourself first, that makes you a more balanced and a more happier person. Admiring the birds just having their little fly. Listen to those birds. So yeah, it's really important to put you first. Putting you first doesn't make you selfish. And if you do have toxic people in your life, they may well tell you that. And being careful, but not guarded, careful of the circle of influence that's around you. And I guess if there was one final thing that I was going to say is learn to forgive those that you feel hurt by. And don't do it for them, do it for you. There's this saying of, I'll forgive but not forget. If you can't forget, then you've not forgiven. You have to truly forgive to let go. As Buddha said, holding on to anger is like holding on to a hot coal. You only hurt yourself. By holding on to resentment and frustration and anger of someone that you feel has hurt you, you're hurting yourself. By forgiving, you're allowing yourself to grow, to heal and move on. But that's not to say that you're going to be a doormat and allow the same person or similar traits. It's important to learn from mistakes, whether that be mistakes that we put ourselves in or whether that be mistakes that we feel we are put upon. And okay, this will be the final thing. The final thing is it's also taking accountability. It's like, what energy am I projecting out to the world that thinks this is okay? And I'm not saying this as someone that is judging. I'm saying this as someone who has learned the painful, hard way with time, emotion, and finance, that I always joked that I had this invisible sign across my forehead that said mug. That said, you're a mug, you're a doormat, people can walk all over you and you'll let them. And I realised that yes, I was letting them. I also realised as well that I will defend to the end of time when it comes to my inner circle. And that inner circle doesn't even have to be human form. That could be a plant, it could be my house, it could be your house, it could be my cats. And I was in this circumstance where I was at a social event. I was trying to make some friends, and I'd done this social thing, and I'm quite a vibey person, I picked up pretty quickly that this person, for whatever reason, they're not my vibe. I still remember their name to this day, first and surname. Anyway, we then had like a little after drinks once we'd had our meal, and they joined. You know when you can just tell that someone's just milking their drink, and you're just like, oh, just hurry up and finish your drink and go. That's literally what I was thinking. Just they were so negative and they were so toxic. And I say this in no disrespect to people that work in the care industry, but I just kind of find it ironic that this person worked in that industry, but didn't care about the people that they worked with, and were just a very toxic person, in my opinion, of course. So anyway, got talking about cats and, you know, third-hand smoke. And if you don't know what third-hand smoke is, so first-hand is obviously smoking yourself. Second-hand is breathing in the smoke that someone else is. And third-hand is when you or something touches a surface that's been smoked on. So I've got cats, so my partner's not allowed to smoke in the house, with the exception of the kitchen, for the very reason of third-hand smoke, because cats will go on the surface and they'll clean their fur, because they're very clean, even though some people have this crazy concept that cats are dirty and smelly, and or at least people love to tell me this. Such a weird thing to say to people, or that they hate cats. It's like, awesome, we will not be friends. So oh no, I can see it now, all the comments. I hate cats. Cool, awesome, thank you. So thank you for the engagement. So yeah, anyway, so I mentioned this woman, she cackled. That's hilarious. Oh, that was where I noticed the mother hen in me. And I was very gentle, I was very factual, and you know when someone's like, oh yeah, I know, but they're not listening. It's like, no, I appreciate that you might know this, but I actually only found this out recently, that third-hand smoke, blah blah. So basically what I just explained to you. And I don't really remember how much longer after that, but when I set that boundary, which was, even though I didn't realise it was a boundary at the time, of this is my standard, you've disrespected me, I'm going to educate you, end of. Shortly after that she left. And it was one of the many lessons in retrospect that I learned, that when I set boundaries, they can be respected. Now, this is the thing that you will learn. So you can set boundaries, but you can't actually force someone to respect your boundaries, because of course they may have boundaries that conflict with your boundaries, even if they do have narcissistic tendencies. You can set boundaries, but you can also cut people out of your life or limit the attention that you get them. If you want to do it the subtle way, you can also be really, really boring. Don't give in to the vampires and the trolls in person or online. And I appreciate getting negativity. It's easier said than done. And I could go into it much longer, but it's another tale for another time. But as someone that spent the majority of my primary, high school and adult life being bullied by bullies, one of which was actually last year in a workplace environment where I got shouted at. Here's some shocking news. It's not actually illegal in the UK to be shouted at by your employers. Isn't that fun? So, on that note, be careful about the vibes around you. Keep positive tribe around you. And even when the sun's not shining, let the sun shine within you. I hope you're having an awesome day. If you're not, find a way to make it a little bit brighter. Maybe go for a walk. That's what I do. It helps me get in nature. And I will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Have an awesome day. Bye.